Hello, I'm Dave Crook and welcome to the Ironopolis Records Podcast for our third episode, and I'm here with Carl Davis and Dave Turner with this month's instalment.
Yep, this episode we'll have Lenny and Smoggy in. They are local hip-hop artists from Middlesbrough, and they'll be promoting their new album, Sorry We're Late.
They are indeed, Kyle, and I hear it's doing pretty well too. Lenny and Smoggy have a new music video coming out soon that people can look forward to as well. And also some news on the band themselves. They are supporting US hip-hop superstar The Game, so that's something I'll look forward to, but we haven't got the details quite yet, and we'll catch up with the band later on through the episode.
Yep, we're now going to play one of their tracks from the new album, and here it is now.
I fell in love with the people in the front row. Now there's nothing quite like my first ever performance. I worked a better recordings, it's forever important. Rehearsing every portion, verses sending me nauseous. Feeling electric from the pressure, nerves are very enormous. The words were stressing upon us, I couldn't concentrate at college. As I congregated conscious in a constant state of sonic. The time of contemplating solace, I would tolerate to polish. Till my wordplay was first rate to consonate my knowledge. See nothing they could stop us, I was determined and proud. Had to make it known, I take and throw my work in the crowd. With an amazing tone, I've made my own and thirst I could drown. I changed the home, made a cone and lurked in a town. And looked the first of the rounds, was known to settle to bed. There was 2 mics and 2 fights, Jerome had left him for dead. The blokes next to the step had flows directed from death. With that mad weed, it's bad breed known for wrecking a set. And I felt the depth of my breath when our moment arrived. Suddenly my soul was alive with the composure of lines. And feeling arrogant and anxious as I opened my eyes. But in that blink I fell in love, none unchosen to rhyme. And now it's frozen in time, and for every enemy that said I'd never be anything, me it severs the jealousy. The reflection of a good shows where I revel in remedy. Cause the connection with the front row is forever a memory. I fell in love, I'm a first show. I fell in love with the people in the front row. I fell in love, I'm a first show. I fell in love with the people in the front row.
The field was trod ground, grouped in a movement that flocked down to a hip-hop jam held in a room above Doc Brown. The news of us got round to many of those I doubted in a venue that was small, smoky, sweaty and overcrowded. We met with the local families among sweaters and handshakes, surrounded by heads dressed in American brand names. We developed a fan base, we found glue in a year's depth amongst those eager to listen and those that couldn't have cared less. We struggled with glares, met with the thoughts of cortical critics, and found ourselves second on the bill from supporting explicit. The aura envisaged turned into feeding an appetite through the means of a battle night hosted by CD and Danny Light. The themes of the flashing lights, we were given the stage to perform with our platform in which to stand, just an empty space on the floor. As we were graced with support, I shook with panic and shock as the host called our name and the crowd had gathered to watch. My stomach fastened enough as I emerged as arrested, a dry mouth and sweaty palms where I was nervous and felt sick. I was played by my friend Kitchen, although I stammered and stuttered. When I was shown love and respect, I was just glad to have done it. And so we shattered the summit to become the finest of home growth, from supporting other acts to headlining our own shows. Outside of our postcode is where I founded my fix. This started 20th of March 2006.
I fell in love, I'm a first show. I fell in love with the people in the front row.
Hold the hooks and the rhymes, I do crack the shell. Conspicuous and it shows. I remember my very first taste to this obsession. Something about the way my native tongue sound like the drums. What do you know, the whole room went ape shit.
Can I get a encore?
That was one of Lenny and Smoggy's new tracks from their new album, Sorry We're Late. We hope you like it. And
I liked it.
Yes, Kyle liked it.
I enjoyed that track.
Everyone likes a bit of hip-hop nowadays.
Yeah.
Right, we are now going to head over to Dave Turner with the exclusive interview with Lenny and Smoggy and a bit more information on the artists and what they have to say too.
So we'll pass it over to you, Dave. Thanks, Dave. We're here with Lady and Smoggy, and we're going to be talking about their new album and also a bit about themselves. So, okay. Do you want to start off with the questions?
No, I think you shoot today, Carl.
Okay, right. So what's life like as a hip hop artist?
You first.
What, during the day, or sometimes I feel like a superhero. I sell shoes during the day and then serve hip hop on the night.
Oh well,
That's
It's good.
sounds about right. That's
Good
good.
stuff.
Apart from I don't sell shoes, I do.
So you're just the hip hop artist? on
Yeah,
the day?
just all the time.
That's cool.
It's monotonous.
When did you start performing? If I can ask.
8 years on the 20th of March.
Oh well,
Yeah.
right. That's quite a while. That.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Okay, you with dates and everything.
It's because it's in front row.
I was just thinking there. I was thinking it was definitely noted in one of the album tracks.
Right. If you were stranded on a desert island, and you could only have 5 albums with you, which 5 albums would you pick?
Each.
As a collective together.
Oh, there'll be split decisions here, like proper split decisions.
Just pick 2 each, and then then the third one.
Go on then, yeah.
You have to decide.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's fairly easy. We can pick one between us, definitely. Probably the latest, Hilltops.
Maybe.
Or Horror Show's latest.
Horror Shows.
Horror Show latest, then we'll split that then.
I was going to say Hilltop,
So-
Hard Road.
Yeah, Restrung.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I'd have to take like maybe Joe Budden, Padded Room.
Yeah, that's a good choice. I'd probably go with Jedi Mind Tricks. Either the greatest or purely simply because of collaborations on it.
Yeah, good choices.
I don't know now.
How many is that we're on now? Is that 4?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd probably go with Bliss and Esso's latest album. I know you probably don't like it. You'd
Yeah.
probably go with the one before.
So when you're listening to that, you'll have to be on the other side of the island.
Yeah, definitely. Do you know what? We'd have to probably split the island because we've always said if we went touring and we were sharing a bus, we'd have like a wall down the middle.
It really wouldn't
Just
happen.
because we're so similar that
You'd have
it's
killed
like,
me in 2 weeks. You'd have
Yeah.
killed me in 2 weeks,
I know.
honestly.
Yeah.
They spelled out SOS with my bones on the sign. I promise you now.
Okay, can we ask how did you get your name for what you're doing?
They were individually chosen, weren't they, when we were part of the group earlier? Well, I suppose yours was earlier than that, just a little bit.
Yeah. My initials are LED,
Yeah.
and then I think somebody like just randomly called me Lady Bear, and then all them started like we used to be in a group called Northern Lights.
Yeah.
And then it got turned into Lady, so it stuck, and then I think you were given yours.
I think me and Vin were thinking of names, and Vin pretty much came up with Smoggy.
Yeah.
The idea of taking like the town's name sort of thing.
Ah, cool.
And then when we left the group, or like we were the 2 left, it was just Lady and Smoggy, because we couldn't really think of anything else at all.
And then we got dead creative and just put like a and
An
sign in
ampersand.
between.
Linear.
Always good.
It's,
Absolutely
you
creative.
know, like it's developed over time, so
All right. If you had to ask, what would be your favourite alcoholic drink if you drink alcohol?
vodka.
Okay. If you could drink it for the rest of your life, if it was the only drink you could have for the rest of your life.
I've been through pretty much everything else, and I think I've got to the point where I've drank that much of it, it's made me sick. I think vodka, you can always put orange or Coke or something else with it, so that's alright.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas like Guinness, you're stuck with a bottle of Guinness.
Yeah, we know that feeling.
For me, it's probably, I don't know, I've been light in rum recently. I don't know why.
Rum. All right.
Rum, bit of whiskey, one of the two.
Very distinguished, isn't it?
Brandy as well recently. Loads of Spanish brandy.
That's not
He's,
bad.
he's changed since he went on holiday.
Right, have you got any funny stories from like performances you've done, like anything crazy happen or anything?
I think the weirdest one was probably the low-key night.
Yeah, we like went to a gig in London, like of
Yeah.
rappers obviously we've looked up to for like years and stuff. And then I remember just like we were talking in the back of a car and got pulled over, and we stood there like with our favourite rapper. I thought he was going to get took away. I'm on my own in London, like 17.
Yeah. It basically, we were just like driving home, weren't they? Like
Yeah.
low-key, and I forgot his name.
Wordplay.
Wordplay, but what's his real name?
And
Is it Nate or something?
Nishi in it.
Nishi or something like that, yeah. He was giving us a lift home anyway, and like out of nowhere, like 3 CID cars just like pulled us all over with like full on like flak jackets and
Right.
guns and shit, and we were just like, oh shit.
So a bit of a scary moment.
Yeah,
then.
it was just proper mental out of nowhere, and they just like got us out and started reading like Loki's rights and that. He was like just getting loads of hassle for no reason and stuff. We all just got like searched and stuff for things we shouldn't have had on us, and like nothing like too
Nothing-
much.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just like, and then yeah, that was just a bit weird.
Mad.
Do you just want to talk about because you have an upcoming show with the game? That's right? Isn't
Yeah.
it?
This
Do you want to
Wednesday.
tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, it's this Wednesday at TFM Soundworks, Middlesbrough.
Yeah, I think we're on like 20 to 9 or something, like the 4th or 5th act out of like a handful.
With like support acts and stuff before the main acts coming on.
It's going to be mad.
There's Daffy, the game. Who else is the other
Pagey
one?
Cakey.
Pagey Cakey, yeah.
XTN, Mine
XTN, yeah, he's
Ransom,
good.
and Keon Artist, and Joe Sensations DJing as well.
Yeah,
Cool.
class DJ as well.
Yeah.
So does our album.
Yeah. What's it like, kind of having the opportunity to perform with someone at that kind of level?
Mad, because I rang him when we were asked for it. Like I was sat with Junior, who was putting the night on, and he mentioned it, and I was just kind of like, all right, so like who's supporting? You know, like the first question, who's supporting? And he went, oh well, like use if you want. So obviously, like I said, yeah. I rang him and I was like, oh, do you remember that rapper, The Game, like did tunes for 50 Cent and that? And he's like, oh yeah. I went, oh, we're supporting him, and he was like, what? I was like, oh, we're supporting him.
I bet that was a nice phone call.
It was just weird. It was like you don't expect someone.
You weren't sure if someone was just pulling your chain or
Yeah,
something.
it's like you don't expect that to come to Borough sort of thing, and what have you. It was
Yeah.
kind of a weird situation, but I think for me, it's more the opportunity to perform on the same sort of stage with the audience of that sort of level.
Mine's like that, and I think like when his first album came out, I was obsessed with it.
Yeah.
So then thinking like 10 years later, plus I used to hang around like at Riley's a lot when I was like 40, and now it's turned into like a music
massive
venue.
stadium.
So the two things I was obsessed with when I was like 14 or 15 will be like merged into one.
That's brilliant. How would you describe your styles?
I think individually we're quite different. I don't know. We kind of like try to like change as much as we can, or develop.
Yeah.
I suppose not change, just like that sort of development, like kind of challenging.
Yeah, just not sticking
Yeah.
with the same thing and just keep trying to keep
Yeah.
moving forward.
Keeping it-
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
with me, I mean, it's quite evident Letty's a lot more like articulate and is a lot more sort of defining with like metaphors and what have you. And I think that kind of comes across in the album and stuff. Whereas I sort of I go a little harder sometimes with like sort of the sounds of how I produce like words and what have you.
Yeah.
And
You can get away with being angry as well. I can't.
yeah,
Female rappers can't get away with being angry. They just sound awful, like
but
proper
you need, I
sound
don't know. Like, I
awful.
think before this, I never thought you needed a balance of the two until like we started doing stuff. And
Yeah.
I think it. Do you know what I mean? Like we've been producing our own solo stuff for this year and what have you, but like I don't know, it's not quite the same as doing an LNS
Yeah,
album.
like
It's-
his is. Man's more like I've got a lot more concepts that are more like I don't know, like I don't want to say half-felt because it sounds proper stupid, but like mine's more like sentimental and stuff, like on my own, just because it's just what I've happened to write. I'd say yours is like a lot harder, isn't it? Like styles and
Yeah, I've done like more like different. I've only really got one sentimental track on there, and realistically, it's only sort of a vibe through it as opposed to. I know you're saying you've gone into really heavy metaphors of
concepts. And
why that emotions are like arisen or developed a part of her and things like that. Whereas I'm a little bit more. It's not that I'm more closed off or anything. I just.
It's more what you feel. It's more what's coming
Yeah.
out when,
Yeah,
when,
at
when
the
you
time,
write
yeah.
music because you
I felt like I did that a lot on the album,
You
but-
can't really push what you're feeling in the music.
Yeah.
It's really just got to come out in a
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah. And I
And
think for
then-
these, they've come out very
yeah.
different projects. Although we found out the other day there's a bit of a similar pattern to the beginning, the intro track. But I'm going to
So-
change, man, so that's alright.
And then when
Hers
we're
is
writing
class.
music together, it's like I normally find a sample or like we come up with an idea together that like obviously my solo EP's concepts that I think that either sentimental to me or I don't think he'd be interested in doing them. So that's what my solo EP was for, like just songs I would do on my own. Whereas the album stuff, like we'll either find a sample or we'll talk about something and then write about it. So it's like thought up together.
We're being asked from inside the control room if we could hear a bit of freestyle.
Freestyle. We don't really freestyle, to be honest.
Really freestyle, right? Okay.
I'm much more of a writer.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll freestyle while I'm waiting for the kettle to boil or something, or making food or something. But a lot of the time, I overthink too much about everything.
Yeah.
So that when you're trying to freestyle, the whole idea is if you don't think about what you're doing and it just comes out. Whereas I think it hinders me from doing it.
Yeah.
I think, oh yeah, I can freestyle. And
I always think concept rappers as well in freestyle end up being they don't rhyme a lot in it. So they're trying to derive some sort of deep meaning in a freestyle, which is usually meant to be kind of comical. So if you're a battle rapper or a comical rapper, you're a lot more. Do you know what I mean? You have the ability to just bounce off certain syllables and certain words that are just sort of to hand and what have you. So and you usually make it funny as well. We're not massively jokes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
We're just going to end with this last question. Personally, why do you think people should come down to your shows? What do you think would stand out for people that come down?
Because I think in between, apart from the music, in between songs, we normally have a good laugh and
Yeah.
it
I think we put on a good performance.
bounce off the crowd as well, so that's good, and off each other. Normally, obviously talking between tracks and things like that. So
Engaging the audience.
Yeah. I think it's with your music, it's more type of, although you can make the music, it's relating to people as well, outside of it. People don't necessarily
I think
see
normally
that
at
side
hip hop
of you.
as well,
It's
they sort of you come to a concert and you expect to sort of just stand there and bounce your head, especially underground hip hop.
Yeah.
There's not much dancing, whereas we kind of, especially with the beats that Lady makes and what have you, we kind of produce a lot more dancey tracks in the sense
so
of
it gets the audience very involved in it.
I don't mean dance, by the way.
Well, you
No,
understand.
I mean funky soul, something you can move to. That sort of thing. Not that I dance.
I'll try.
I'm more like Carlton Banks messing up or something. So.
Alright, cool. Well, it's been a pleasure having you in.
Yeah,
and
thank
thank you very much for doing the interview.
Cool.
Thanks for
Thank you
having
very
us.
much. Thanks for.
Thanks, Dave. That was the interview with Lady and Smoggy, and we will now play another track from their new album, and here it is now.
Change is gonna come far. Long time coming, I prepared the wake of my art, declared the make of my mark, and fled a flame from a spark. I dared to play with the cards, unfairly gave at the start, and so every verse that I've written bears the shape of my heart. Held a pair of spades with regards, and dug depths that I feared. From success and revered to upset, such stress I cohered. The non-plus kept me adhered till the dust settled and cleared. And so this album is my life, blood, sweat and my tears. Begrudge, veteran smear, I disapprove being led along. Grew from its step beyond and ensued with a set upon. Wrote truths of my renaissance and then rooted in echelon. Found my feet stood firm and refused to be tread upon. Presumed to be better off from uncertain chances we take. Suspend the hand in a fate in search for answers in fate. Clouds turn the ambience grey, I unearthed the plan to escape. Walk straight into the downpour and led to dance in the rain. I've surfed the angriest waves, yet corked the waters that rose. Boarded the boat, set sail and crashed the shores of the coast. Whether it's the course that you've chose or the stress of hauling the load, it's not the journey but route taken at the forks in the road. I spare a thought for my soul and embody my honour's resurgence. It's more than common concurrence or a solemn observance. It's the sonnet of wordsmiths where I found solace and worship. No one said it was easy, they just promised it's worth it. Change is gonna come far.
It's been a long time coming, but the road has been worth it. And it's caused the strong rhymes, cause in that I'm molding my service. See, when your soul's in a furnace, you'll grow from the earnest. So every single track I've tapped out is holding my purpose. See, my Lord is a word gift, I carry it with pride. Through the years that I've turned, through the valleys and the highs, my work gives me worth, it's not the tallies and the prize. So this album is a sanctum and it's rallied for the rise. So please criticise my written lines, I feast on the hate and grow from it like silver and put my feet in your face. While they've been counting the clocks, I've been deep in the page and I walk the gutters of the borough where my speech is engraved, and where each given day's another lesson and gift. From the depressional dips to the exceptional lifts, where the expression can drift and the pressures persist. So when it rains it fucking pours, and so my blessings are great, and I won't rest till I've writ every line is an obelisk. When you're sinking in the sand you can climb to the top of this and fly with this novelist through skies that are ominous, inspiring a change like that designed by a monolith. See, my mind's on a scholar tip, I'm writing my fate. It's more than blood, sweat and tears, the mic and the stage. More than trials and tribulations, it's my life in the breaks. And it's been a long time coming, so it's right that I've changed. Change is gonna come from the ups and the downs and the rights and the wrongs. It's been a long time coming, a very long time coming. Through the structures we found in the life of a song. It's been a long time coming, a very long time coming. Through the love and the hate, the test of grave endeavours. It's been a long time coming, a very long time coming. Through the struggles we faced and the efforts made together. It's been a long time coming, better late than never. Change is gonna come, fam.
And that is it for this month's episode of Ironopolis Records Podcasts. I would like to thank our guests, Letty and Smoggy, for coming in and giving us that exclusive interview. And keep a lookout for our next podcast, which should be with the band Gnome Invasion. And also, we do apologise because we did promise to have them on this episode. Due to complications, it didn't happen. But keep up to date with our page, and also keep up to date with our YouTube as well, because you're sure to find a lot more episodes in the future. And thanks for listening. Goodbye.